Hi, I'm Becky Streepy from Glue and Glitter, and welcome to this week's Friday Tea Break. This week, a fellow vegan lady boss, Trish Roberts, is joining. She is an author that has a brand new book coming out, and she wears so many hats that I cannot wait to talk to you guys about and hear all about from her. So before I bring her up, I'm just going to give the caveat that we're both at home. Everybody's at home. It's loud, so if you hear any dogs barking or kids screaming, it's kind of out of our hands, but we're just gonna play through and have a great time. So let's get Trish up here. We did it. Hey.
Hey, Becky, how are you?
I'm good. It's so good to see you.
Good to see you too. I'm excited to be here.
I'm glad to have you. Hey, Christina.
Hi, Christina.
So the first thing I wanted to talk about is your book. I know you said before we started that this is your 2.5 book. So yeah. Let's talk about it.
So, yes, so this is the book. This is my baby. It's called Thinking Outside the Chrysalis, A Black Woman's Guide to Spreading Her Wings. Do you know what a chrysalis is? I didn't ask you that.
Yes, but maybe not everyone watching does. We don't know.
Okay. So a chrysalis is basically a butterfly cocoon, so the whole book is just about breaking through and living your most joyful and fulfilled life. It's based on, of course, it's a self-help memoir, so it's based on my own experiences, and part of that is the teachings that I've learned as a Buddhist over the past 10 years, and also as a student of yoga. So it's the school of hard knocks, the school of yoga, and the school of Buddhism. But as far as it being, I'm sorry?
Oh, and you're a yoga instructor, right?
Yes. Okay. Yes. But I was going to say, as far as it being my 2.5 book, I wrote my first book in 1995, which is like, when I was 3 years old or whatever.
We were all 3.
But it was a romantic drama based in Brooklyn, which is where I'm from, with a Caribbean family, which is, where my family's from. And at the time I had tried to get it published and there were no takers for it. So I ended up publishing that book in 2015. And at the beginning of the year, my half a book was a little ebook that is downloadable from my site. It's called Black Vegan Life Guide to Self-Care. So it actually started, I was showing you this before. I have this little affirmation that I wrote. It was one of the first ones that I wrote when I started my business. So can I read it to you?
Yes, of course. Oh, my mom said hi. Hi. Hey, Mom.
Hi. So this is the affirmation. It says, wake up with gratitude, nourish your mind, body, and spirit, work with passion, rest completely, and repeat daily. So it's kind of like, just a reminder for things that you should take care of in your body every day. And I just decided it would be really nice to turn it into a little ebook, to share some of the things that I've learned over the years.
I love that. How do you practice that? Like, especially like the middle bits. My mind is going blank. I was up very late last night.
Work with passion. Well, so no, listen, it's actually really good to get in your head. And I post stuff on my social media, every week. But the first part is waking with gratitude. Because sometimes, if you have days like me, you wake up and you're kind of like, I don't know about this day. You know what I mean? Or you may have things that you're not that excited about for the day. So just a reminder that every day is such a gift. There are so many people who are not going to wake up, and then the reminder to nourish mind, body, and spirit. Oh, yeah. And I can't say that every day I do it all right, because I'm just a regular person with big dreams, but I'm just a regular. So, but at least it reminds me to try to eat well, to make some time for stillness, and to, engage my intellect every day. And of course, work with passion. If you're going to do it, you might as well throw your body into it. And then to get rest, because I know a lot of folks who struggle with even allowing themselves enough rest. So,
yeah, the rest of it is hard. For sure.
Mm-hmm.
Amy is here and says hi too. Hi, Amy.
Hi, Amy.
Thank you all for being here. So you are a yoga and meditation coach and you're a Reiki practitioner. Can you talk about
talk about
all of it, just the whole thing? My whisper came out quieter than I intended. Sorry.
So, well, I'll start off by saying I moved to Atlanta 13 years ago, and I had been working as a financial advisor for 12 years. During that time, I went vegan. You know, I started Black Vegan Life on Meetup. I wandered into a meditation center. I started kind of studying Buddhism. I had practiced yoga before, but never really in a real yoga studio, you know, so I kind of went into a yoga studio for the first time and thought, wow, this is really different. This isn't just exercise, you know? So over the course of years, I just started developing things that I was interested in. And then I reached a point with my job where I felt like it was time for me to do something else. So I resigned from my job and decided to start my own business. And then really it took me a while to figure out what I was doing, Becky.
Yeah, that's
like doing all these things. And I was like, okay, what do I really want to do? You know, I had been journaling for a while and meditating and setting intentions and doing all these things. And then finally it came down to books first, right? Like if you see my logo, it says books, coaching, yoga, and it's kind of in that order. Yeah. So I think of myself as a writer first. One of the things that I love about writing is that I can reach so many more people than I can, you know, just teaching classes here and there. Like I would love for this book to become something where I have workshops all around the world. Like I think it's so juicy and so valuable, the wisdom that's in here. You know, sharing it with one small group at a time just isn't as, I don't know the word, it's not profound, but it's not as, I can't think of the word I want, ubiquitous, mass appeal, you know, like I can't get to as many people without having something like this. But so that's the books part. And then the yoga part, when I first got my yoga certification, I started teaching at a few different studios. And I think I'm just at a point where I want to work for myself. So the teaching that I do now.
Sorry, someone just rang my doorbell and the dogs are going wild.
Mine is here too. Like if anybody walks their dog, you'll hear it also.
Just gonna have to wait for them to tire themselves out. You go on.
So the yoga piece, I host retreats and I really, really enjoy that. So whether they're day retreats or I recently did a series before the whole COVID thing, you know, hit and everything closed down. I was using the space above Cecili's in the West End. You know, so it was a 4-week series called Courage to Dream. You know, and a lot of these things are based on my own experiences because I had to get the courage to even think about doing something other than what, you know, I was always taught I was supposed to do, which was get a job, get benefits, you know, work for so many years, retire. Yeah, so the yoga part is mainly retreats. And then the last piece is the coaching. So I call myself a self-actualization coach. And the book
Yes, it off.
is all about self-actualization as well. You know, there are a lot of coaches out here who are talking about the physical body, you know, your physical health, what you're eating, nutrition, those kinds of things. And that's fantastic. But for me, I just felt like there was something missing with working on what's going on inside of you. I have a kind of interesting example from the other day. I went to a yoga class and I was there and it was amazing. And I was all zenned out and I left and I'm floating on a cloud. And then this guy walks out and he gets on the phone and he's like, dropping all the F-bombs. And I was like, dude, not today. You just left yoga, you know?
Where did it come from?
You know, so yes, I think that you know that we need techniques to work on what's going on inside when we're by ourselves, you know, and nobody's watching.
Yeah. Christy had a comment that she says we're both inspiring.
Hey,
Christy, you're inspiring too. Right.
you got a little empire too, yeah.
So today is like book launch day for you. Is that right? I know your party is tonight.
It is tonight, yeah.
I
So
like
I had chosen July 4th as a launch day. But I was hoping to get it out before the 4th. You know, like it's weird because when you work for yourself, if you don't give yourself a deadline, then nothing really happens, right?
Oh yeah.
And initially I thought that I would launch in September, but I don't know, with everything going on, I felt like the world needed this book now. And I had some friends speak to me about, you know, just things that they were dealing with in their lives. So I just wanted to get it out as quickly as possible. So it actually went kind of soft launch on Wednesday. That's when it went live. And then I just started spreading the news yesterday.
Very cool. Oh, I can't wait to read it. So
I can't wait for you to tell me what you think of it.
Yes.
I think you'll love it.
Is there anything about it that you can share, like about the journey without, you know, giving away the whole thing? But I'd love to, I don't know, just your whole journey from like the financial sector to where you are now. It's so inspiring.
There's so much good stuff in here. Well, let me see. So there was actually something I posted to social media this morning that, is it okay if I share like a little quote?
Yeah, of course.
Is that good?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
So I always drop these quotes on Fridays. So my quote for today was, I'm not convinced anything is impossible, but I decided to do it as like a quote from the book. So the full quote from the book, I love this. It says, who am I to say what is and isn't possible? Babies are created from a single cell. The sun is 94 million miles away from the earth. The oceans follow the call of the moon. My body is capable of fighting infection, writing this book, listening to the rain, and following its circadian rhythm simultaneously. My mayor's name is Keisha, and 3 Black women started a global movement called Black Lives Matter. I'm not convinced anything is impossible. Don't you love it?
That's beautiful. Oh, I love that. I can't wait for your book. I need to get a copy.
Yeah, definitely. I don't have my own copies yet. So right now everything's on Amazon. It'll take probably 2 weeks before, like if you wanted a signed copy or something.
I'll just get it on Amazon and then you can sign it when I see you at a Vegan Lady Boss meeting in person.
Yeah, yeah, that would be great.
One day.
Yeah, maybe we can do a discussion one day with the ladies. That would be nice.
That would be so fun, like a book club.
And I'm a reader, so, well, let me tell you something about the book, because I didn't tell you about the structure of it.
Oh yeah, go for it.
So it's broken up in 12 chapters. I call them drops, like little drops of nectar or drops of wisdom. But at the end of each chapter, I decided to make it interactive. So, you know, of course, it's a book that you're going to want to have your journal and that kind of thing, because it's all about personal development, right? But at the end of each chapter, there's affirmations, and then you can also access them online. So, you know, you could record them yourself, but if you don't want to, you could just go on SoundCloud and listen to me say them to you. There's reflection questions, and there's also a guided meditation that you can access online as well. And then I give you what I call grooves for fluttering, because everything has to do with the butterfly, because butterflies are awesome. So there's also songs to support the work in the chapter. So for example, the first chapter is Heal Your Past First. I think a lot of times we have self-help books where They tell you all the things to do, but you may not be prepared to do anything if you're still working through trauma or, whatever kind of pain you may have experienced in your life. So in this example, it gives you 4 songs that I think support healing. And they were not easy to find songs that were supporting growth and personal development. Like there's a lot of songs about romantic love,
Oh, yeah.
And then there's songs about all kinds of crazy stuff.
Right.
But finding songs that were really about personal development were not that easy. And then there's films to support that as well. So that's kind of how it goes through. I'll give you another idea.
Yeah.
So the first chapter is heal the past first. The second is get a spiritual life. The next one is it takes a village to support an adult.
That's true.
The next one is get real with someone, which is about authenticity and self-love. After that, anger is a lie, which is, I had an excerpt from that one printed in Natural Awakenings a couple months back. But anger is always a really, really interesting conversation because, this country loves being angry. I mean, if you think about our culture, like not even, and I won't read them all to you, but not even individually, but as a culture, like we love guns and we love war, so it's interesting having a conversation around anger.
Yeah, it almost seems like it's really about fear and less about anger.
Yeah, I would say that, I talk in the book. I think I read an article a long time ago where they had said anger was a cover for emotions. That it's not really an emotion by itself. You're not just angry. You're typically hurt, or something. Now that I guess I've learned a little bit more about it, I would say anger is typically a combination of some sort of hurt plus your ego, so it's not just something hurts. It's like you hurt moi. How dare you speak to me, that way, so yeah, but the tricky thing is it doesn't do anything for you,
Yeah.
like I had times when I would just be angry and like crying and drinking wine and whatever, and the person who made me angry was like probably sleeping like a baby in their bed,
Yeah,
so
not really serving you.
no, it really doesn't.
That's an interesting way to think about it. To work on
It's interesting. I think you'll enjoy it. I hope we get to talk about it later.
Yeah, me too. So usually we talk on a little bit about what's cooking. Yeah, and I'm kind of curious because this is a week for you, and I'm wondering.
I don't want to tell you because I've been doing bad things this week.
I think that's okay.
Can I tell you what I was eating last week? I was really behaving myself.
Last night I ate sweet chili Doritos followed by 2 golden Oreos. So we're okay. You do what you need to do. It's tough times, and when you're busy, sometimes you eat junk.
No, I know. I'm just joking. But I'm not joking about having not eaten that great. And then part of it was like, I deserve this. So what have I been eating lately? Well, first of all, I'll tell you that I'm like a weird eater in a way that I'll be obsessed with one thing and then I'm like completely over it later.
Yeah.
So for a while, I was like really obsessed with my quinoa bowls.
Ooh,
and it'll come back around like, oh, they're so good. Like I make them in the, I do the quinoa in the rice pot. And then on top, there is this, I can't think of the brand, but it's like Moroccan tofu that's pre-seasoned that I get from Publix. So I just like saute that with a little turmeric. And then I'll chop up like a red onion, tomato, make some spicy chickpeas, some black beans, slice an avocado, and then put like Bragg's has a sesame ginger dressing.
Ooh,
so that is so delicious. But I feel pretty good about myself when I eat that. Like it's whole food and it's got the quinoa. but I wasn't doing that this past week. So this past week, I got obsessed with glass noodles.
I love a glass
You know,
noodle.
like the rice noodles.
They cook so fast.
And that's not so bad. Like you can put them spicy, like with the earth balanced butter and some soy sauce and some mushrooms and corn and broccoli. But then what happened was, then I put the Beyond Meat sausage in there.
Ooh, those are so good. We're gonna have those for dinner
I
tomorrow.
try not to eat them, but they are so good. And the Just Egg, because you can kind of scramble it and then put it in there.
Mm-hmm. That sounds
So
really
that's
good.
what I've been doing.
Was it the Hodo Moroccan tofu? Amy is wondering.
That must be it.
Amy's on
That
the
sounds.
East Coast, so it might be different kinds of brands than we have down here. But
I only know one Moroccan tofu. Like it's pre-cooked and seasoned.
yeah.
And they have another one that's it's not the Moroccan one. It's like Hassa or something where it's more spicy.
Mm-hmm.
I like that one better. But yeah, that's delicious. And I have one more thing to tell you that I was doing.
Yes, please.
So have you had look now I'm like I'm getting hungry. Have you had Chloe's Pops? I feel kind of not so bad when I eat those because they could be much worse. I could be doing like real ice cream.
No, are they local?
Have you had?
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So Chloe's is I like the chocolate pops. It's like a chocolate fudgesicle, but she makes it with just like bananas, chocolate, sugar, water.
Oh,
So those are so it's pretty simple. I could almost call it a smoothie, right?
yeah, that's like a smoothie pop.
It's totally acceptable. But they have it in other flavors too. It gives me my chocolate kick.
I do love a good popsicle. My sister's on a real popsicle kick. We do a FaceTime like once a week. I guess the day sometimes changes, but she's always eating a popsicle, and I'm always so jealous of it. And this weekend I'm making popsicles. She got me.
You're making them?
I think we're gonna do smoothie pops, like banana, and then see what's in the freezer.
Okay, that's good.
We deserve.
I used to have one of those. I'm sorry.
Oh, we deserve popsicles. I think.
I was gonna say I used to have one of those popsicle making kits, but I guess sometimes it's like a new toy, and then I don't use it anymore.
Yeah.
But I have a great gadget. I think the dessert bullet. Have you heard of that?
No. Is it by the Magic Bullet people?
I believe so. Yeah. So it's like it basically makes soft serve out of your frozen fruits. So you can take frozen bananas, and it's just a nicer way to make it than to do it in the blender and try to scoop it out. You know what I mean? So you pop them in there and they come out like soft serve.
Amy, I think you're talking about King of Pops, and those are so good. They are. He does the popsicles with like whole fruit and
Oh yeah, King of Pops is delicious.
and it's all seasonal.
I haven't had one yet this summer.
We went to a rally. Gosh, was it this past weekend or the weekend before? And it was like a kid-friendly one where they were educating the kids, and they had like a crafting area where the kids could make protest signs, and there was they did a march to the playground. It was very
nice.
And King of Pops was giving out free popsicles there. And,
nice.
But I didn't figure it out in time. By the time I figured it out, my kid had a popsicle somehow, but I never got one.
Oh.
So jealous.
they're the best.
Oh, they're so good. Those grapefruit and mint, I can't.
Really?
Yeah.
It's grapefruit and mint in the same popsicle?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I haven't had that one.
Oh, it's excellent. I love fruit and herbs together, just like in general. We've been doing a lot of bowls too. We did a noodle bowl last night, and then I went grocery shopping this morning, and we've been playing a lot of Animal Crossing, just a video game. And part of it, you're on a deserted island, and you grow all these different kinds of fruit. And so my kid wants to make this weekend an Animal Crossing fruit salad. So I bought each type of fruit that's in the game, like one of each, and we're gonna put it all in a bowl. It's our big food project for the weekend. That and popsicles.
Well, that's good. At least you're getting your fruit.
Yes. So
I had a mango yesterday.
oh, I
That
love a
was
good mango.
good. Hmm.
I bought one and it didn't ripen. It was just not ready. So I've had it out on the counter and one side of it just like has shriveled, but it never got soft.
Mm.
I don't know what I did wrong. I did the same thing as always and just, turned it once in a while and left it out.
They do so many strange things with our produce before it comes to us that sometimes I think you just get stuff that's defective, you know, because they pick everything when it's not ripe. And I try not to think about it too much and pretend that it just like came off of my tree or something.
Yeah, if you think too hard about it.
Yeah. When we can travel again, we can go to the Caribbean and pick mangoes, I guess.
Yes, those are the best ones right off the tree. I grew up in South Florida, so someone's walking by. Gosh, these dogs are wild today.
My dog she's wet.
Oh, really?
You can see him, but he can hear. And he's like, where's the dog?
She means the mango. I probably should have put it in a paper bag to ripen, not the
Don't
dogs.
put the dog in a bag. I mean, you could do that, but you shouldn't have to.
Yeah.
Paper bag, it should still ripen.
Yeah, I'm
I
kind of
think
leaving
it's
it.
supposed to make it faster.
I'm hoping like I end up with half a good mango. We'll see.
Mm,
So,
interesting.
yeah. So I think it's time to move on to our happy place. I know we were talking a little bit about what that means at the before we went live, but I didn't know. Do you want me to go first? Do you have something in mind?
You can go first because I'm still debating my happy place. I think I know what it is.
So my happy place this week is very tiny. It's this necklace, which is a dragon fruit. I don't know if you can see it, but it's from an Etsy seller called Plant Posse, and they were doing a thing where they were donating the proceeds from all their jewelry sales to the bail fund. And so I thought that was a good time to get myself a dragon fruit necklace. And it came so fast, and it's just as beautiful in the picture, and I love it every time I look at it. It makes me happy. Sometimes it's all it takes.
Okay, so I know what my happy place is now. I was going between a few different things, but my book has to be my happy place. It just occurred to me.
Oh yeah,
I got my first clean copy on Wednesday. Tuesday. I got it on Tuesday. So it was really my first time laying my eyes on this book, and it's just such a work of love, creating this girl. So she has also become kind of my logo for my business. So there's a lot of meaning in the different elements here. So yeah, that's my happy place. I just keep looking at it like,
oh, that's such a great feeling.
it is. It's a long time coming.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to order it as soon as we get done here. I can't wait.
Okay.
It sounds
Yay.
So before we wrap up, I wanted to. Usually we do a section of plugs. Do you have anything else that you want to plug? Would you like to plug your book further? You're welcome to talk about it.
I just wanted to let folks know where I'm going to be and like a few things that I have going on.
Oh yeah.
So I have my virtual launch party tonight on Zoom, and you can find out information for everything on my website. It's honeybutterflies.com. So it's spelled a little funny, but it's honeybutter, FLYZ.com. And that's this evening at 7. And it's like, no pressure, just come in, say, hey, I'll be giving away some t-shirts, some books. And what else do I have? So Sunday, I'm going to be at Cecilia's Raw Reality. They have their Healers Alchemy. Normally they do it upstairs, but because of COVID, they're going to do it outside in the backyard. So I'll be leading a guided meditation and reading an excerpt from the book and taking some book orders. And then I have my Read and Relax Spa Basket promotion that's going on Instagram. So if you follow me on Instagram, my name is vegan_honey butterflies. So same thing, honey butter, FLYZ. And I'm giving away 5 $250 baskets. They each have 12 items to kind of replicate the 12 drops or 12 chapters in my book. So, of course, you'll get the book, you'll get a journal, you get a candle. Oh, that looks like this. One of my favorites. Black forest candle. You get like a bath bomb, a loofah, a t-shirt that says meditate on this. So a lot of good stuff. And I put in a $100 coupon for my upcoming retreats. So, it's a nice value basket, just trying to increase my Instagram followers. So I wanted to let you guys know about that. And and I blog every Tuesday. So my blog is called Thoughts on Everything, and it is designed to be inspirational. So if you sign up for my blog, you can also get a free download of my Black Vegan Life Guide to Self-Care, which is, you don't have to be a Black vegan, it's great for everyone. I've had people ask me that before. I'm like,
really?
It doesn't matter.
Funny.
But everything is either on my website, or if you go on Instagram, you can link right to the website as well. So,
I'll put a link to your website in the description so people can find you too.
Say that again?
I'll put a link to your website in the description too so people can find you. I'll do that.
Oh, okay.
Right after.
Yay. Thank you, Becky.
Before I order.
You're so awesome.
I have a little to-do list going for when we get done here.
Okay.
So I have a quick plug also this week. Once I wrap up everything with this, Dave and I are going to record our 6th episode of Talkin' Tofu, and 6 was our threshold. So that means that sometime in the next few weeks, we're going to start releasing episodes. So if you're not subscribed, find us on Apple Podcasts. We're on all of the podcast apps. So find us, subscribe. We have a trailer out, so you can subscribe now, and then when the first episode drops, it'll just show up on your phone like magic. We're very excited. It's been a lot.
That is exciting.
Yeah, he wanted 6, like a backlog of 6 before we started, which I was like, ugh. But of course, he's very reasonable, and he was right. It's nice to have, in case.
Yeah, it's smart. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm the compulsive one, and he's like, or we could slow down. Yeah.
No, that's exciting. I can't wait to listen.
Thank you. Yeah, we've been working on it for a while, and yes, it's exciting. So you said people can find you on Instagram and on your website. Are you anywhere else online that you want people to find you?
Yes, actually, you reminded me. I just started my YouTube channel. I do write under the name Trish Ahjel Roberts. So I know on Facebook it's Trish Roberts. But so my YouTube, if you look up Ahjel, well, you know what? Just go to my website because you can link to everything from there. But yeah, I have a 30-second little video for the book. You'll see it on the website as well. And then I started, I'm trying to grow up and be like you, Becky. So I did, I'm starting something that I would like to be a series, and I would also like it to be a podcast. But there's only one episode so far. It's called The Butterfly Effect, Conversations for Black Women to Soar. And the first conversation is with my daughter, who is a college sophomore, and her friend, who is an actress and a TikTok influencer. So, they had already read the book, and we had a nice conversation. And it was really interesting because I didn't write it thinking about it for women that young, but they had some really good takeaways from it. So yeah, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, I'm all over the place, but probably the easiest way is through the website or through Instagram.
Awesome. Well, Trish, thank you so much for taking time. I know that this day is very busy for you, so I appreciate you taking some time to chat with me. This was great.
Thank you. I really enjoyed it, and thank you so much for inviting me.
Of course, and thank you to everybody who participated and took the time out of your days too. I just appreciate it so much. Yeah, so that's it, y'all. Have a great weekend. And I'm going to see if this button works today.